your boy. Maybe. Hi guys, welcome back. It's been a hot second since I made a video. I have had a very exciting past, 4 or 5 days. I thought I'd just make a simple video just to give you guys some updates. The biggest update would probably be that I am unemployed right now. I absolutely hated my job, and it was sucking the soul out of me. I worked in a cube with absolutely no daylight, and I didn't talk to anyone, and it was awful. Absolutely awful. It was just miserable. So my husband and I ended up talking about it. Honestly, I've been struggling with mental health a little bit, which I think is... It sounds a lot more dramatic than it is, but I mean, I'm obviously very unhappy with my job, and I've been trying to get out for months, but it just hasn't happened. So I keep getting rejected by all these places, and which makes me feel even worse, you know? So after a long talk with my husband, we decided that it would be okay for me to quit and maybe just take care of myself for a little bit. Work part-time somewhere, and I've already got a job lined up, which is only 2 blocks from my house, which is really, really cool. And my dream come true. And not only that, there's tons of windows, and it's really interesting building, so I'm gonna have actual natural light and interaction with people, and I'm really excited about it. It's kind of a change compared to what I've done historically, but I'm so happy to not be where I was. Anyways, so this past weekend was my birthday. It was amazing. I got to see some great people, spend time with my husband. One of my really good friends came into town for the weekend, and we got to go to one of my favorite greenhouses, which I actually emailed them a couple months ago, and I was like, what up? It's your boy. Can I make a video about your greenhouse? I think a week later, they emailed me back and they're like, we can't find your channel. And I was like, oh, here's a link. No response. So I don't think they were a huge fan of your boy, which is fine, but I did end up taking a little bit of footage while I was there, and I also wanted to do a video where I did a little bit of a plant haul. I'll put in the footage from my adventure here.
Oh my gosh!
Oh wow.
Maybe we can barter our way and get some plants.
I like that. What do you have to barter? Other than your body. I'm just praying that I don't have to, like, physically fight people here. Because Mama's not in the mood.
I don't even
Daddy.
know where we're going.
Oh, Daddy. Fuck yeah.
Oh my gosh, where do we park?
Oh my god, stop. I don't even have my makeup on. Big boy. I don't like that. I don't like it when it looks like guts.
I have one of those.
I'm sorry.
Look how tall these guys are.
They're only $200. If you get a Big Daddy plan, you're gonna pay Big Daddy prices. She's $60. Not about that much. Umbrella plant. I had one of these at work, and it was dead and deceased and infested, and I've never looked at them the same again. It was really traumatic, so I never want one of those. This is what I've been looking for. This was cheese farm, and I love it, but it's $50. But here's my argument. I could propagate the shit out of this.
She's cute.
$50, but there's so much going on here.
Or I could just steal a leaf.
Michael!
So pretty. Oh.
How would you even look at this? Look at this. Look at this. Magic. So I didn't really do a whole lot of footage while I was at the greenhouse, so there's not a whole lot to show. But I did want to show you everything that I've gotten over the past probably 4 days or so. I was actually on a no-buy for about 2 weeks up until my birthday, just because I didn't want to spend the money come my birthday, and there's money in my pocket. I'm gonna buy a shit ton of plants. So, this is a spider plant that I got from my friend who came up to visit for the weekend. It's just a little baby because she apparently has a spider plant that is just having a lot of spider babies. So she brought this up for me, and it's so adorable. I was actually really against spider plants for a long time. I thought they were just basic, you know? But I've decided to give it a go, and she actually gave me 2. But this one I put into a really cute little planter. So I'm really excited to see how this guy grows. Apparently they grow fast, but we'll find out because I've never had one. So I believe the fun name for this, because I'm not fancy enough to know like Latin names or scientific names, but the fun name I believe is a Chinese evergreen, and the tag said that it was a red one, but it looks more pink to me, which I'm all about, a unique looking plant. From my understanding and research, these guys are pretty easy to take care of, low light, water them maybe once a month, and they'll take care of themselves and do really well if you kind of neglect them. So I'm very excited to see what this guy does in my home, but it is very pretty. In the back here, which is this really pretty pink color, I think. The next one that I got is this philodendron. I believe it's a philodendron hope, maybe? Philodendron are really confusing for me because they all have like different names, and of course I get random ones that don't look like the typical ones, and so it's really hard to research and really obnoxious. Absolutely love the leaves on this guy. Ruffles. Oh, I die. But I'm hoping this guy gets pretty big. He looks pretty healthy. I actually got it at Home Depot. He's a cutie. Yeah. The next plant I want to show you I'm actually really excited about. So this is a heart fern. I think sometimes, I think sometimes people call it a tongue fern as well, because the leaves here can look like tongues, but I think they look like hearts. Got these really cute antennae, and it looks like a little alien baby to me. It is just a little baby. And based on the research that I've done on these, they like to be moist. Obviously not like mud, or just completely like drowning, but they like to be wet. I'm really excited to see how this guy comes along, especially because in my research, I can't find any pictures of any that are actually like big, which maybe it's just permanently a small plant, but I would love to see what it looks like when it's had some time to grow. My next plant is actually a pretty common one. It is a neon pothos, or pothos. I don't know how it's pronounced. I just say pothos. Which are pretty easy plants to take care of. A neon pothos is very easy to take care of. It can do low light, but it'll also burn in like direct sunlight. I'm just absolutely obsessed with how neon the colors are here. It's just beautiful. And I feel like everywhere I go, all I was seeing was marble queen pothos and what's the other one? Golden pothos, which I have the golden pothos, and they're just really basic to me. So I've been on the lookout for this, and I haven't seen it anywhere, which is really surprising because it's such a common plant. But I went to an actual like plant store, not just a hardware store, and found this guy for like $4, and so I had to get it. I'm super excited to finally have this. It is so beautiful, and I have it in my living room above a mirror, and my dream is to have it like grow and trail down in front of the mirror so that I can have this magical, whimsical, beautiful kind of vibe going. And then the last one is the one that's probably my new favorite. When I was at the greenhouse with my friend, I saw a big one of these guys, and I was like, oh my god, that's beautiful, but I'm not paying that much money. I cannot bring myself to actually spend more than like $25 on a single plant. I found a little version of it, or a juvenile I should say, that's going to grow up to be big and strong, just like the big ones that I saw, and I'm super excited. But obviously it's going to take time, but I think it's going to be worth it. This is a Alocasia Black Magic, and I will put up a picture, probably like here in front of it, to show you what it could look like someday, as long as it's appropriately taken care of. The leaves are very soft and like velvety almost, and I'm so into it. Wow. When the leaves first come out, they are just you know, your typical green, but then over time as they mature, they start to darken, and end up just looking beautiful. So that is my plant haul. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, let me know. If you want to see me do more, let me know. Bye.